Hi, we're gonna do another one of these sample things, and hopefully recorded this time. So if you are watching this later or listening to it later, yay. Hi everyone. Hello Discord folk. Hope you're all well today. Dave and I are going to be going through, taking an attempt at going through a sample set that Dave bought in January that originally I was going to buy, but I didn't see it because I had it in a center console, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was hidden in plain sight in the middle, but nowhere near any of the really good whiskey.
Well, it's
many times just like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm here, money over there.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's your eyes aren't drawn to the shelving around the center console. You just see the top.
Yeah.
You don't really look around it because it's not just that, but it's not very big.
And the top was our storage place for the shopping we'd already done and Agent Earth.
Sure, but it was also because the shop is really small, so you're not naturally drawn to look down because everything is around the outside. But yeah, we thought we'd go through this because why not? We have a few sample things to go through, and we have some planned. We are going to try, since there's going to be a bit of a lull, to maybe get Dave's up to a standard where he can record at his place, and then we can VC together and try and if we can.
Yeah. Try and do some distance audio and streaming linking.
Yeah, I mean, Dave's got. I'm going to have to acquire a sample set, but that won't be too difficult. Of a Lowland. Dave you got the sample today?
I got the sample I needed today.
Yeah. I'll get mine I'll order it on Monday. So at least I'll have it. We can sort something out in a few weeks. Or we'll work out a time where we can sit and do the VC part. So anyway, we're going to be doing a space side today. One that is readily available in its standard form. In virtually every supermarket.
Yeah.
There is one version of it in every supermarket I've seen anyway. It's called Glen Moray. It is as I've said, a space side. Its standard line is called Elgin Classic or Elgin Heritage. The Classic is basically a part of the Heritage series. And that's one that we both own. We both have that one. I have it in a decanter on my bar because I just put it there and I didn't think. I should have gone with one that's sort of more boat, more nautical. I didn't. So when it's empty, I'll probably replace with something else. But I'm kind of curious. Like Elgin Classic, I'm not going to go out my way to buy it because it's all right.
Yeah.
It's one you don't really collect. It's one you just have to drink.
Yeah.
It's like Pulteney Harbour, which I don't really want to buy. I've got 12, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Singleton Malt Masters, I'm not going to buy it. You know, if it's given to me, sure.
Yeah, it's just something that if you have it, fine, you'll sit and drink it, and it's okay.
It's going to go.
You wouldn't necessarily be like, I need to go and buy one of these.
It's going to go quickly. That's often what happens with those kind of whiskies. But mercifully, the sample set Dave bought came with 4. I gave the Elgin to my dad because I already had the decanters worth. The other 3 are age statement based and all slightly different. They're all slightly different, and that's going to be interesting because we are going to try and work out if we like any of these more than the other. One of them is currently sold out virtually everywhere, and I don't know if it's because they didn't make much of it, it didn't do that well, or whether or not it is that good. So we'll get to that at some point.
That's intriguing because I didn't know that.
I found out when I was I printed out the tasting notes for myself, and Dave has pictures of all of that. Okay, so we're gonna start with the Elgin Classic. The Elgin Classic is in a nosing glass with a tasting cap on to keep all the valuable information and delectable flavourness in there. This whiskey, the Glen Moray Elgin Classic, is considered the entry-level release. It is very easy to drink. It is a winner of 6 Spirit Awards. It won in 2022 the No Age Statement Single Malt Scotch at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. It's won gold in 2018 for a travel retail exclusive. It won a silver for no age statement in 2019 at the International Spirits Challenge. 2 more silvers at the International Wine and Spirit competitions in 2014 and 2017. There's one other award, but for some odd reason, the printout I have hasn't included it. But it is for what it is, a highly decorated single malt Speyside. Speysides are usually quite highly decorated anyway, though, because they sell, and that's a big point with the entry levels. So do you want to pour that?
They're going to be what make the companies a bulk of their revenue, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Only certain people are going to specifically seek out like a cask finish or a cask strength or anything like that.
I've still been eyeballing that cognac cask. Although to be fair, Glen Moray did win another major award this year, best Scotch in the world, with their Phoenix.
Oh yeah, that's like a 30-year-old or something, though, isn't it?
No, it's £35 though.
Oh, is it? I knew there was a 30 in there somewhere. I thought it was an old whiskey.
I wish it was.
Sounds cool, like Phoenix. Sounds cool.
It does. It reminds me of Tullamore do Phoenix as well, a limited edition version though. All right, but yeah, they do a Phoenix as well. Tullamore do, but theirs is limited edition. Give it a few more years, and the value will be up to the hundreds. Anyway, yeah, okay. So, have you had much Glen Moray before?
Only some of this one at home. I don't think I've ever had another one.
Oh.
Well, then, Dad had one, but I'm pretty sure it was the same one.
I can imagine your dad probably liked it, to be honest, because it's not. This is something I would give my dad. Maybe not your dad, but my dad.
Well, I think Dad had this in his cupboard before probably I ever had a bottle. I don't know where my bottle came from. Unless my bottle is the bottle he had in his cupboard.
So that will eventually be a bottle in my cupboard then.
It works its way around, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be sure to find someone worthy of you wielding such a treat. Okay.
Try to send it straight out to the
So on the nose it says it's light, fresh, grist. How's grist? Grist.
No idea.
Nutty, floral, dried grass, slightly fruity, not glass. Do not drink glass. I misspoke because apparently my tongue is malfunctioning today.
A grain, basically.
Oh, right. Grainy. Okay.
Grain that has been separated from its chaff in preparation for grinding. Or grain that's been...
Grinding or grinder?
Grinding. So through them.
I was making a joke and Dave didn't get it. Cool. All right. Well.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, there you go. He got it and he found it funny too, can you tell? All right, well, I'm going to... It smells light and it smells like grass, actually.
Yeah. It's relatively fresh, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. This is kind of what I expect from a standard. It's 40%, I believe. It's a standard, very drinkable whiskey. Yeah, one thing I think that lets Glen Moray down is it looks so boring.
It's not the most
like the bottles
emotive bottle, is it?
So Pulteney at least had the decency to put an extra ridge in on the stem. There's a marginally more interesting because they've also got the nice box. Glen Moray has a kind of boring. If it was Glen Morag, I'd be like, oh, wicked, you're like Glen and a witch. That's cool. Their bottle though just looks like a really crap bottle.
They could have lent into like the eel theme, but they didn't really do that either.
I wish that would have been kind of cool. Thank you, Honeybats, for letting us know what it is. We weren't entirely sure. I was hoping the person who did humanities degree would perhaps have a better grasp of the English language than myself, but it turns out he does not. Without Google, anyway.
My area of history did not require me to know about grain.
Are you telling me you didn't cover any kind of rations or food of any kind in your...
Covered the potato famine.
See, that counts. Potatoes are a very large grain. Anyway, shall we have a little sip? All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. The flavour is nothing like the smell.
No.
That's got a bit more of a woody feel to it.
Yeah.
But also sweetness. Really nice sweetness.
It's quite... Given the price point on this, it is, I'd say, smoother than you'd expect, being not Irish.
There is a spice here, like in the chest. It sort of builds a little. It says here on the palate, oak, gentle, well balanced, walnut, grain of grist. Citrus, lemon, sponge. The finish, tangy citrus, spicy fruitcake.
Well, I mean, the citrus, yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's the oak, the woody, there's a woody aspect. Definitely quite balanced. The nuttiness, perhaps not so much on my part. There's definitely a citrus, yeah. What do you think of this then so far?
I mean, it's pleasant. It's not overly complex, I wouldn't say.
It's a multi-award winning whiskey. It's definitely not going anywhere because it's won several awards.
I mean, I would say it's certainly going to have a fairly wide appeal. There's not really many people that are probably going to find, other than people that say it doesn't taste it very much, there's not really many people that find an issue with it. There's not a lot to dislike in it.
This is one where you just sort of, if someone asks you, you're going out to hang out with some mates, you buy a cheap bottle of scotch. Yeah. This is the bottle 10, 15 years ago I would have bought to go hang out with my housemates. Because this would have been the one you just go, plonk. We're finishing that, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah? Sorted. It's not one you bring to a tasting evening, The nosing glasses out and someone smells that and goes, get that shit out of here.
Yeah. That's the sort of whiskey that the White Mackay guy,
the Capita glass.
Yes,
he cleaned it.
He would clean his whiskey. He would clean his whiskey glass with that. Look at it and go, no, needs more cleaning.
Yeah. Well, no. He'll clean it with the Glen Moray and go, right, now put the Dalmore in it. I think that seems fair. So there's no age statement, so we're not going to do a time test. We could do a little time test on the next ones because they're all age statements. But not this one. There's no point. It's a lovely malt. It really is. But we don't expect too much from it.
Yeah, it's definitely a strange dichotomy on the smell to the taste because it does smell an awful lot lighter than it is.
Yeah, it does. If you were to rate this one out of 10, where would you put it personally? Ignoring the cost, the quality of the scotch.
Yeah, I mean.
Or grade it,
Yeah, I mean, I don't really need to ignore the cost because that actually, I suppose, makes it more appealing in some ways.
I agree, but if you can remove it and just think solely about the flavour and what you're getting from it, what you're getting out of it, the cost does obviously raise the bar.
Probably 5.5.
Yeah. By the way, just to be clear here, 5 isn't bad. It doesn't even mean average in this because we only really go below 5 if something's like shit. And we've had some really bad ones before. I think we did. Didn't we do the VC in my office with the Teeling?
Yes.
That was abysmal.
That was,
and not a good kind.
No, that was the bad kind of abysmal.
If you are old enough to get that joke, well done.
Yeah, I think 3 or 4, and none of them were really that good.
Yeah. Oh no, 1 was okay. We had 3, and it was the standard that was okay, but it wasn't great. So I got it for my dad for Christmas.
The other one was like a rum cask. And
the wine cask is the one that did us in. The rum, the smell and the flavour, no. The wine one was burn.
Yeah.
Just horrid burn. It was worse than the M&H.
Yeah.
Which we knew it was going to be warm.
That one was always going to burn. Yeah. That was the equivalent of that sour sweet I was made to eat earlier to see if it was sour.
I know nothing about that. Long as you enjoy it. Sorry if you hear a yawn. I apparently have decided that this is like driving, and I need to let you know I'm going to yawn. I agree with your assessment of 5.5 out of 10. I think it's definitely not an out. It's not like one of those. It's got a cork. It's worth the cork. For what you get out of it, it's earned the cork.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah, if it was 35 quid though.
In some places the price does, but this sits at like 20 quid.
2022, isn't it?
Yeah. It's affordable and great value. I saw Glen Moray, the Twisted Vine cognac cask. It's like 24 quid in Tesco, isn't it? I still think I should get it, but I think I have to finish the decanter first.
Yeah,
I don't want a collection of Glen Morays, unless I really enjoy the next 3. I don't want that collection. Just saying. We are trying to be semi-professional. I genuinely have printed out.
Done research.
Yeah, I did little research. But I put post-its all over this and wrote bits and bobs down.
It looks. It wasn't that dark to begin with, but I mean, I'm looking down and it kind of just looks like water. Now we've got like half of a shot.
Mine looks like water out of a tap. It's got bits in it.
It does look generally look that pale now.
It's a very nice Speyside. I don't think it's because it's not age statement. I don't think it's fair to compare it to those that are standard age statements from Speysides. But there are a number of Speysides that do non-age statement. In fact, most of them do. I'll mention Glenlivet Founders Reserve, Singleton Malt Masters, Pulteney Dew Harbour now. Never had it. We'll just mention any other distillery that do non-age statement entries now. We now know Glenmorangie, you've just announced a non-age statement, triple barrel thing. We know
Aberlour Speyside, but I don't think you'd class theirs as an entry because the
Abuna. That's not age. That's not an entry at all. Their lowest was the 10.
Yeah.
And they cater more to the French anyway. But you have anything that's like a Founders Reserve sort of territory.
Yeah.
It's a comfortable whiskey to sit in that area. I mean, the entry level for even Tamna is the double cask.
True. Yeah.
That sits comfortably next to it. It's around the same price actually.
Yeah.
You'll find it in your supermarket. You can add Cardew, got a gold reserve.
Everything I keep thinking of is not a space. I think like
we could add Tenjaku, Tenjaku, Toki, Toki.
Toki.
Yeah, Toki.
Yeah, Tenjaku Toki. I mean, you've got Nika. Their standard is that Nika Days.
Well, yeah, but that's a bit more boutiquey, compared to the ones I'm thinking like supermarkets. Nika Days isn't in there.
Yeah, true.
Airstones, there's one that Land and Sea.
Lancaster Sea Cask.
Yeah.
The Glen Keith.
Cotswolds.
Yeah, Cotswolds.
Glen Keith, you got that as well. So plenty of options where this would sit comfortably, but I don't think it would be the first one I go for. A lot of those like entry level ones, sometimes you want to show them off a little bit. You can't really show this one off. I mean, you could say, but it's won awards. That's about it, really. But it's still delicious.
Yeah.
And that's great, actually. It's one of those ones where you can just sort of pour it to the person who's less initiated and they can enjoy it themselves. Okay.
We did have a slight cunning plan of we were going to just keep drinking through these samples we have because there are only samples, there's only really enough for both of us. So we're just going to keep pouring him a new glass of the one from the decanter to see if he noticed.
I don't think he would, but that's me. Although he might hear this on YouTube when I finally put it up there. Anyway, can I have some agua?
You can have agua.
Because we're going to move on to the next on the list. I don't know if Dave has a picture for it, but we'll see.
Well, I took a picture of the whole.
All right, it's the first of the 3 samples together. This will be very different to the others. In the box, it was actually listed. It was in the middle, and in the middle of it, it made no sense to me because the ages are 10, 12, 15. But at the same time, it kind of made sense because it didn't. First of all, this is Glen Moray Fired Oak. This was inspired to create a intensely sweet and smooth expression due to the success and popularity of American bourbon. Glen Moray Fired Oak was aged for 10 years in ex-bourbon casks before being finished in heavily charred American oak to mirror the production of bourbon. By law, bourbon must be aged in charred virgin oak. Always with the virgins.
Wow.
But what baffles me is that this one is sold out nearly everywhere. However, unlike all Glen Morays I've got here, this one is the least successful award-wise. It has won. It won an award in 2020 for a silver at the International Spirits Challenge for the Distillers Single Malts 12 Years and Under. A participation award, basically. Yeah. It didn't do that well. It is... Oh, God. That is horrendous. It is a 40%... it's 40% charred, and it says on here in the most horrendous yellow writing. Oh, my life.
That's a double cask written across it as well. But it looks like someone has handwritten it afterwards.
No, but that is in okay. For this to make sense, the bottom of the label is silver, but the font they've written on is in yellow, and it's so bad that even my eyes can't read that. Oh, I see. Glen Moray matured in ex-bourbon and American charred cask. Okay, I finally could read that. My eyes hurt now from doing that.
Well, that's interesting though, because this is a 10-year-old,
Yeah,
and it's aged for 10 years in the ex-bourbon casks.
yeah.
So how much of a finish does it actually get in the charred cask?
I don't know.
Because otherwise it would be an 11-year-old.
So this one baffles me because it's an oddity, and it's not as easy to get hold of. Master Malt do not have this. Whiskey Exchange don't have it. Whiskey Shop don't have this. It seems to be sold out. I part of me thinks I'm hoping it's because of popularity.
Yeah, it's got a little cult following.
Perhaps. But
Right.
it's not an award winner.
Have you had your whiskey? Oh, your water even.
Yeah, it's gone.
So
Making
in
sure-
theory, there should be 2 singles in here.
Should be 2 single words, 50 cl, of course. 5 cl, sorry. So I've written here, sold out in most places, either not much of a seller or they are popular. Part of me is inclined to believe it's because they're not that popular. Because this one, Glen Moray have hyper-focused of late on instead being more into the finishes. But also, they're the Phoenix now. Phoenix is a charred thing anyway, but there's no age statement on it. So it makes sense that they would focus on that, especially because it's a winner.
Yeah.
Why would they go Fired Oak if they've got the Phoenix?
Yeah.
But they've been focusing a lot less on the age statements, which they do still produce, all of them, 12, 15, 18, and the normal 3, actually.
Yeah.
They do those, of course, but they've been focusing a lot on their cask finishes. They've got a port finish, they've got a cognac finish, a really intense sherry finish, although both the 12 and the 15 are sherry finishes anyway. So they do have some other finishes they're working on, I think. I just can't remember the bloody names.
I wonder if this is like a limited run thing that they made that was actually
Might be a litmus
more
test.
popular than anticipated for quantity, but
Yeah.
was something they only did once because maybe barrel
Well-
availability or something like that.
Perhaps that might be the case. I'm not entirely sure. This one isn't listed as part of the Elgin series, though. This is the only one that's not. It is not part of that. It's just double cask Fired Oak, basically. I'm also going to assume if it's 10 years in the cask that it's a flavour profile, so it's maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
Or 9 to keep it under 11 years.
That's what I mean. It's not the longest of
Yeah.
finishes, is it? Because
So-
otherwise you're pushing the maturation years.
It says here on the nose, oak char, vanilla sweetness, dark fruits. Wait. Dark fruits lead among dried grass, toffee, and milk chocolate. Now have a smell. You'll understand my confusion in a second.
Well, there's some char.
Is there?
Yeah, I can kind of pick up a little bit of something that's.
For those, I'm going to explain. I can't smell it. My nose is clear. I'm not ill. I cannot smell much char at all. Although you're not going to like the flavour profile.
As it says Glenfiddich 12, we might be okay.
Oh, it's not that. There's a flavour on the palate. If you notice it, you're not going to like it. Anyway.
Banana.
Sure. Shall we? Oh, could you actually notice any of the nose there?
Yeah, I can pick up something that's a little bit charry, but that's about it. That's
Fair enough. Cheers.
tingle on the tongue.
Yeah, that's about it, really. Actually.
It's a bit like a chili.
Yeah, it's.
It's kind of there's just that sort of peppery heatiness to it.
So,
It goes down the middle.
It says here, through banoffee pie, tangy citrus, and butterscotch candies, there are notes of golden barley, oaky vanilla, and freshly picked red berries. So not pickled. Jeez. The finish, well balanced and sweet. I'm getting soddle from the oak char beyond the nose. This is. I'm not quite sure what this is meant to be. Like, it's not. This doesn't taste too far away in the sweetness department to the Elgin Classic.
No.
So what was the point of the charring of it?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not bad, by the way. It's just
It's basically the Elgin Classic was a little bit tangy,
yeah.
and this is now got a little bit more of a heat, like a little bit of a spice from. Like if you had chili and you get that little residual warmth. And,
It's like a 10-year experiment, but wasted. It's not bad, but obviously when I see fired oak or double cask or charred, I'm expecting a little bit of smoke.
yeah, there's not actually.
It says here.
Smokiness.
It says
to the
here,
finish
finished in
off.
heavily charred American oak. Heavily charred. We've had that with the Jameson's Black Barrel.
Yeah.
That's charred and it's quite
That's-
sweet, but there's no char on the nose.
No, but that's got it in the flavour.
Yeah, a little bit. The overproof doesn't really at all though. The
No.
overproof was like floral. I think something changed when they distill it because it dicks.
It probably loses because it's triple distilled. It probably loses some of it as well through that.
The impurity stuff, yeah. Okay, well, it's nice. You know what we need to do though? Somebody who's yawning needs to subject it to 10 seconds. For those who are listening to this on YouTube, for every year of maturation, you must have the whiskey, a wee dram of it in your mouth to enhance the potential to access flavour of it.
Right, here we go.
Ready? Go. Right. So 10 seconds are going now. I will have a sip of mine again. I'm not lacking in whelm, just to be clear. I'm just a little thrown by the lack of char. Dave is making some weird cloy faces.
It's drying.
Yeah. Oh, I heard
Just
that.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a bit more amplified of what it was.
Yeah. It's a very. I'll tell you, it's a solid
dry
drink. It's a
mouth.
solid drinker. If you pull this out and show your mates, your newer to whiskey mates. This is one you could say fired oak. And everyone's like, yeah,
Sounds
get rid of that Elgin crap. Let's have that. You could say it's 10 years old. Fired oak. It's charred. Double cask. Like, yes. Much older Meg is like, okay, so where's the char?
Yeah.
I've got some whiskies that are barely charred that have more flavour than this. Although this isn't a bad whiskey, just to be clear. And price point wise, it's not too far off from the Elgin and other standard whiskies. In fact, the most expensive one here is the 15, and it's not by much.
Do we breach £50 of anything?
Oh, well, this one just about gets there, depending on which retailer you go
Yeah.
to. So the 15 does get there, but generally most of them sit around 30 at most. Even the 12
Still
doesn't go that
definitely
far.
sitting in that value for money bracket.
Yeah. The 18 is like 80 quid,
That's pretty
which is around the area of Jura, Lechek, Glenfiddich,
Yeah.
Singleton as well. Those sit around the same price.
Morangi's over, isn't it? Morangi and Livet are both.
Oh,
over
well over,
100 now,
well
aren't they?
over. Yeah,
Although Livet used to be around that.
it did,
So that's how
but
much it was
times
when
have
I got one.
changed. Polton 18's over as well. Downmore 18's a lot over. Bunnahabhain 18's over.
Like a gold 18-year-old platinum.
Talisker 18's a lot over.
Yeah.
Anarch 18 is close to Livet.
Holland Park 18 is over.
Jameson's
as well.
18's vastly over. So yeah, there are a few over. I'm just looking at the ones I have. A few I have in my room.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are
Vicky
some.
don't even have an 18, they have a 17, and that's very, very well over.
Who?
Vicky.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They do
yeah.
a 17, that's
Yeah,
like 700.
You're right.
quid.
Yes, yes, you're quite right. Check the audio and make sure it's still recording. It is. Right. We should send this because we need to get the other two done.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Shanty. Tell you what, it's a very sweet shot. Very sweet, very nice shot. I'm not going to rate this any higher than the Elgin though. 5.5 I think is fair
Yeah.
because it doesn't for 10 years old. And by the way, for value for money, for that, if you can get it, yeah.
Yeah.
I just for fired oak expect more.
Yeah.
However, there are other 10-year-old whiskies out there, and I can name 5 off the top of my head that are more expensive. And given the choice, I'd probably buy that solely because if I was lower on income, I get my money's worth.
Yeah.
In fact, in some instances, I can get 2 bottles of that, one other standard 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Like the obvious 3, Lafroig, Morangi, Talisker.
Yeah.
All a lot more expensive.
Yeah,
well, actually,
Talisker
Lafroig is around the same.
mid-40s.
Yeah.
Most of the time
Morangi
now,
now as well.
now in the 40s.
Lafroig's on 30, about the same as the Fired Oak, actually. But there are plenty of 10-year-old whiskies. We did them in the stream recently. Well, actually, it's I've got on the stream screen, got Highland Park Bushmills, Seaweed and Aeons as well. I don't think any of those only the Bushmills we touched.
Yeah. It was a very odd stream. We had an image that didn't feature in the stream.
It's okay. Yeah. The Angel's Envy didn't feature in the perfectly playful, properly polished port cask. I can't remember the other P's. And I didn't use Brookladic in the Isla stream, nor the Seaweed and Aeons. That's been on 2 thumbnails in a row and didn't get used. Anyway, Agua, please. It does. It's delicious, by the way.
Yeah, that was one of the ones
that's a 10-year-old as well.
Yeah, and that was one of the ones that started our thinking around Christmas of some of the plans of how we did some streams, wasn't it?
It is, by the way, a delicious Isla.
I haven't had any of them, I don't think yet.
I have it in my notebook. It's fantastic. I'm waiting for you to bring down your butterscotch one so I can put that in my other book and finish it. Okay. Okay, so that's marvellous. I would agree if I'm going to put grading on these because I think that's fair. 5.5 out of 10. Yeah, simple. We're going to move on to one of the 3 that make up their trilogy. Because while the Elgin is their entry, their trilogy, like most Spacesides, so Mortlack is a dickhead in this one, is 12 years old, 15 years old, and 18 years old. Obviously, we don't have an 18-year-old sample for this, but we do have the 12 next and then the 15. It says here, the flagship Glen Moray from the distillery's age statement Elgin Heritage range, unlike many of their releases, there is no finish or unusual casks here. Instead, this 12-year-old is aged exclusively in American oak casks, so not bourbon. A pleasing and affordable Speyside single malt, bottled at 40%, which I will confirm is across the range. All Glen Morays of their standard line are 40, which is, again, after last night's port stream, ABV is actually much of a factor and hasn't proven to be much of one here where there's been a lot of flavour. Would you like to pour while I tell everyone? It is a winner of 2 Spirit Awards, a gold in 2018 for the Travel Retail Masters, for a Travel Retail exclusive, actually. Silver at the Distillers Single Malt 12 Years and Under, so the Participation Award.
Yeah,
but it has
won. That the Fire and Oak got.
Yes. The only difference here, though, this one did win the 2018 gold for the Single Malt Travel Retail exclusive, which is another rather interesting little tidbit. And also, this 12-year-old is finished in just American oak. The same cannot be said for the 15, which is written mercifully on a purple bottom with white writing.
Yeah,
yours is green and white,
green
yes?
and white, yeah.
Can you read it, or do you want me to read it?
Carefully matured and selected American oak casks to create a smooth, sweet character.
Sweet. Well, the flavour profile is indicative of that and has a rather few nice little bits here that I'm quite looking forward to.
Let's hope we can find them then.
Yes, well, shall we start?
We shall. Nose is in.
This smells like a step up. It straight up smells like a step up. It says it on the nose, and it was actually the very first thing I got. Crisp green apple skin. Very first thing I got. Apple was like what I was thinking.
I'm not sure how you determine skin from normal apple.
Skin is like that random sort of like weird sort of dry as well.
Slightly waxy variant.
Yeah. Rhubarb boiled sweets, buttery shortbread with subtly herbaceous oak developing.
I was thinking kind of it was like an apple biscuit type thing.
Nutrigrain.
Yeah, breakfast bar.
I have one somewhere. I don't know if I've got the apple ones though. It's quite nice on the nose actually.
Very, very polite, very.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
It's not overburdening, is it?
Yeah. No, you're right. Absolutely.
Just gently sort of approaches and.
Apple is like the most predominant. What I'm getting here.
Yeah.
The oak developing, I would have to properly bury my nose into this. I don't want to.
Wrong glass again, probably for it.
Yeah, it's the right. Well, even I can't fit my nose into the nosing glasses either. But it's not because my nose is big; it's because the gap on that is so bloody small. Should we have a sip?
Yeah.
Clink. So this tastes much different to the Fired Oak and the Elgin Classic. It says here, chewy barley with a drizzle of syrup, which is what I was thinking, syrup, touch of apricot, and crushed honey roasted nuts. It's not overly complex, but it's really nice and sweet.
It does make me think the mouthfeel and the aftertaste of. I mean, I do eat with my parents honey roast peanuts and cashews.
Yeah, I was thinking of a Snickers personally.
I don't eat Snickers.
I do, because I like food.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
I'm waiting for one that tastes like marshmallow, jam, and chocolate and biscuits. I'd be like, I like Wagon Wheel. It's not like I've got a pack next to my desk.
We could help with that. We could just dunk the wagon wheel in it.
That is not a whiskey for dipping, and that's not a wagon wheel for dipping either. No, this tastes fantastic. It does. I like this. This one you can still purchase. It's a standard heritage line. Actually, all of them up 12, 15, and 18 are readily available. I don't know if it's something you have an abundance of, but it seems to so far come off with a reasonable value for money. The finish is quite short.
Yeah.
White chocolate and oak. And I do like white chocolate. I know. It's not real chocolate. Shut up, you smackhead. I don't care. I like white chocolate.
Hi, Fubar. Thank you for joining.
Hi everyone, by the way. It's really nice. Yeah, it's good. I feel like it is a step up from the other two. What's wrong, David?
I'm trying to pick out anything from the finish. I can't pick out the chocolate.
I think white chocolate's a strange
you
one.
More white chocolate
Yeah,
than I do.
chocolate's a strange one.
Dark.
Yeah, I get a lot more chocolate than you, to be honest, though.
Well, yeah.
White chocolate's a very weird one because it's not necessarily a chocolatey flavour. It's a very sugary flavour. So you're not looking for chocolate. You're looking for milk, and you're looking for a lot of sugar. Very sweet milk. That's what you're looking for.
Condensed milk, I suppose.
Basically, what I put on my Weetabix sugar-wise and milk. That's what you're looking for. Don't confuse it with the syrup because that's what you might confuse it with. And for those who don't know, I will quote David. You put so much sugar on your Weetabix, you look like a child. Oh no, I like sugar on my Weetabix. Yes, that's because you're a child. There you go. That's the quote. 12 seconds.
Sorry, the MP's not here.
Yeah, it's a solid drinking whiskey. This, it's quite nice.
The MP, that would have been very impressive.
Ears burning. Right, I'm ready. Are you ready to do your little sip? Say when. Cool. David's doing 12 seconds for this one. This is actually, I'm impressed with this one. I'm less impressed with the Fired Oak, but I'm not disappointed with it. This one, I think I would buy a bottle of this one. Because I think it's quite welcoming and nice and...
That's interesting.
Yeah.
There's a heat on the front of the tongue that isn't there on a normal sip.
Oh, really?
But it's so gentle.
Yeah.
Like, my tongue is tingling, but I can't feel it gone down. It's gone down so smoothly.
Yeah. I can believe that.
It's got a bit of a creaminess to it.
To be honest, these are quintessential Speyside. Because I expect that sort of soft and sweet and easy drinking quality. Highlands, I don't consider them as easy to drink.
I don't know how long you think you could manage to do, but if you could hold that in your mouth for a few seconds, that might be interesting. Because I didn't get any heat doing just a sip, but the front of the tongue, you could feel going. It was then really gentle when it went down. So it makes us about 5 seconds. Yeah.
Like a moon shape on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
But it went down so easily. Very nice.
Layered, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, that one has my attention.
Good evening, Hardy Dan.
Hello, everyone that's joined us today, by the way. No, that's really nice. I really wish I put a cardboard one for them as well.
That one's probably big enough for all of them.
Yes, I'm going to switch over the coaster array here. so that we have a bit more silence. Make sure Audacity is still recording. It is
Yes.
fantastic. Right. Anyway, we have been going for 42 minutes. Shall we send this and get to the last one?
We could do.
Very well. Slante.
Sunday.
I feel like my meg sips are not helping me here because I'm sending something that's a lot more substantial.
Yeah.
It goes down incredibly well though, because you bear in mind here you had barely a sip really, sent it easy.
Yeah.
I had a few Dave sips,
Yeah.
went down just as well.
Again, it's slightly different though, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was also not a finish. That's really strange.
Yeah.
Because usually a lot of standard age statement whiskies are bourbon cask. This isn't.
Yeah.
It's American oak. So it's the argument of, well, technically it's potential bourbon cask then, is it not? No. What would you rate this out of 10, Dave? Because I'm gonna give it a 6.5, maybe a 7.
See, I was going for a 7. Got to do something just for the owner's benefit. I was thinking a 7 because actually the fact that it's got that complexity, it gives you something different depending on how you actually drink it.
Yeah.
Which not every whiskey we've had, even some of the expensive ones, don't manage to do that.
I agree.
The fact that you could drink it 3 different ways and get 3 slightly different profiles to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it's fantastic.
And again,
And
value for money. That's
yes,
a whiskey that can do that.
this one sells for about £35-40 at most. Some places had it 40, but I think it's because they had low stock, supply demand. But Master Malt £35 at
Yeah.
most. I think that's worth it, to be honest. I'll take my agua to go before we get to the final. Before we get to the final single malt of this VC. Yeah, thank you for the water. I appreciate that. Clean the palate. Delicious. So while Dave finishes his water, the final one today from the sample set provided by David is the Glen Moray 15-year-old Elgin Heritage. It is a part of the standard range, and it's about showing off the accessible deliciousness of the Speyside whiskey. This one is the one that's drawn from American oak and sherry cask. So this is typical of a 15-year-old whiskey, where the 12 and the 18 will undoubtedly follow the same path. The 15 though goes, but I could turn left here and go somewhere else.
Live at 15 being a
Yeah,
good example where they went for
Pulteney as well. Pulteney as well did it.
Yeah.
Pulteney did the swerve, another Speyside. It's quite common apparently for those Speysides to go, no, we go this way. I think Mortlack do it as well. Their 16 is completely different to the 12 and the 20.
Singleton as well.
Yeah, Singleton 15's got that sort of almost dry wine finish to it. So it goes a different way as well. Fiddick does as well with the Solera.
Yes.
And they're the only ones that have access to Solera because of that. No other distillery gets Solera.
Yeah. They have literally their own casks.
Yeah, they own them. It's hilarious.
It's almost, it's kind of like 15 is that rebellious teenager, isn't it? It's just like, nope, I'm doing this. Everyone else is telling it, no, you should be finished in this, you should be finished in this. No, I'm going for that cask over there.
If anyone's ever heard of Kevin and Perry, it's the fine, I'll do it because you can't be bothered. Basically that. I'm not your slave. That's what your 15-year-old whiskey is. So, Mr. Bay of Dave, sorry, Dr. Bay of Dave,
Okay, Mr.
and Thugonomics.
Omegon.
Shots fired. You struggling with a screw top?
One of the things didn't go.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so this one, like the fire one, has only won 1 award. However, this is also a gold, like the 15. It's actually won the exact same award in the exact same year. It won gold at the Scotch Whisky Single Malt Travel Retail Exclusive of 2018, like the 12-year-old Elgin as well.
How does two different whiskies win? Oh, I suppose it must be shared.
Yeah. Well, they can't give one award to one distillery, otherwise there'd be no awards to go around, would there? Multiple distilleries win these.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we are missing a good cork pot. Meg will rectify his hunting. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Carry on.
So, yes, there you go. Your one and only cork pot for the evening. We hope you enjoyed.
Creek.
And we've creeped out the owner in the process. But
I just wanted to give you guys something to listen to. On the nose, sweet as it opens with white chocolate and caramel. A hint of charred oak smokiness develops.
So it's those two mixed together.
Yeah.
Do they not realise that 10 and 12 don't make 15?
That has more smoke in it than fired oak.
It does, yes.
Yeah, that's almost instantaneous. Oh, hi. There you are. I was wondering where you were. I missed you. I wrote about you.
But it smells sweet as well, though.
Very sweet. Very sweet smoke. Yeah, no, that's quite nice, actually. I like that. Let's see. Oh, you've written... Okay. I'll screenshot some of that for YouTube. Do you get any of the... It does say sweet as it opens. Any caramel or white chocolate? I don't so much.
Specifically, no.
It's sweet.
But sweet, yes.
But I struggle to discern because smoke does kind of baffle my senses a bit.
Yeah.
So I struggle. Okay, so we'll start with the palate. It says here, crumbly fudge with a few sea salt flakes, shortly joined by banana fritters and chocolate raisins.
Okay. Chocolate raisins are good.
I'll have banana fritter. That tastes like a sherry with a smoky little kick in there.
Does, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's quite. I don't get fudge. I don't get any of that. I just get the qualities and nutties. Not necessarily nutty, but that sort of maybe raisiny quality from sherry finishes. You know.
So this is the irony. I like chocolate raisins. You like banana fritters. You can taste raisin. I can taste banana.
Is this the part where we lick each other's tongues and see if we can get that off them?
I can actually taste the banana, and it's not horrendous. It's not horrible.
The finish is quite fascinating because the finish is all spice, cinnamon and ground ginger.
Did I miss the finish somewhere?
Cinnamon, and it says here cinnamon and ground ginger.
Mine didn't finish in my mouth.
What? All right. Well, thankfully the channel we're putting this on isn't monetized, so we have to worry about what you say. Jeez. Can't be tits. Have a whiskey. No, it's too sweet for a spicy finish. It's far too... It's delicious, though. Absolutely delicious. But I probably wouldn't go out my way to buy this one. I'd probably buy the 12 more than this one. But it is quite nice. It's nice. It's a good sherry finish, actually. Although I can't imagine you're enjoying it if you're tasting banana fritter.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't like bananas, but
not all.
It's like a sort of sweet. It's just a sweet flavouring at the end. It's not really sort of overpowering it at all.
Yeah, I get you. I get that.
So, but it's fairly pleasant. Just give that little bit of something at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not a lot of. I wouldn't say there was any spiciness on the finish.
No, there's none at all.
Much of a finish at all.
I'm not going to suggest doing 15 seconds on this because I'm actually getting really tired. But
I don't mind doing it.
You can do it, but I think it's. I don't think you're going to get any of that spice, except beyond initial palate spice. So I think it's one of those really odd ones where I'm impressed how good it is because it's quite nice. It definitely is a step up sort of thing, but it's not as It's not bad. I'm going to go with that. But I think that the 12 might be nicer.
There's definitely some spice. My tongue is like
Is it not a bit strange though that to get any of those flavors we have to subject it to a time test?
Yeah, I got to about 6. That's when it kicked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely got something to it of a spice.
I don't
quality.
like the idea that people have to sit there for 15 seconds getting that just to find it.
Yeah, that's.
I think if it's not a readily available flavour, then you're being a bit of a ponce.
Yeah,
you're being a bit stingy with your
it's not like
flavours.
the 12 where you get that weird like semicircle around the front of your tongue. This is just like in your mouth. Going,
yeah, no, I'm with you on
whole
that.
mouth is like.
I kind of agree.
The smoking is gone. That's not there.
They're smoking. They don't do us really good on their standard smoky whiskey. I think the smoky flavors they're referencing are very mild. Yeah, derivative. They're just. What is Dave putting in his mouth? Glen Moray, 15-year-old, Elgin Heritage.
Yes.
So as we're not monetized here on the YouTube channel in question. A 15-year-old has just finished in Dave's mouth.
Yeah.
Shanti.
Mouth settle for a second before I go for that.
That might be one of the sweetest shots I've ever had in my life. Almost as sweet as the moonshine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the moonshine. So.
I thought it was great. Oh, that was fantastic.
Right, we shall see. Oh, yeah, that is quite sweet.
It is. If you were to rate this out of 10, where would you rate it, Dave? Sorry, David. Because I do... Okay, I will admit, if I'm ignoring the flavoured notes from Master and Mole, for me, this does taste better. Value for money, I'm on the fence. But I still think, again, it's a step up from the 10, which was about the same as the Elgin, really. So I'm inclined to give this a 7.5, maybe an 8, in the context of Glen Moray's.
Yeah, it is a step up on the 12, but I'm not sure it's much of one.
At that point, if it's not much of one, it's not as good a value for money.
I mean,
so I'd be only inclined to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Cause there's something a little bit more to it, but it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't really give you extra. The way the 12 is layered, this one doesn't really give you the same sort of layering.
So if you were to pick one of the 4 had today, which one would you pick off the bat? Just if you had the money to buy any one of them, well, you do. Which one would you go for?
I think I agree with you. I think I go for the 12.
Yeah.
Because you get more out of it from drinking it. You have to do something with the other ones to get some of the benefit of them.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. I think the 15's good though, but I'm not going to go out of my way to buy it. If I'm given it, fine. Otherwise, no.
Well, I like the complexity that they've managed to get into the 12 with the different approaches to how you drink it and the different feelings and taste you actually get from different ways to drink it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that 100%. If anyone has any questions, we are going to be ending in a moment. If you don't, we do appreciate everyone being here this evening.
Yes.
Even those who have joined a bit later, we're sorry. We are nearing the end.
Five more of you than last time we tried to do this.
Yeah, that was embarrassing for us. But we are going to be doing more in the future if we can get audio levels sorted while Dave's at home, because we have some samples. We are at the end, so we can say that the next one, if we're able to sort out Discord to do it, will be at some point, not sure when yet, Auchentoshan, but it'll be American Oak, 3-wood.
So it's the American Oak, the 3-wood, and then 12.
Yeah. Thank you. When you hold the dram in your mouth, do you breathe it all in? Define breathe it all in.
Breathe in at all. So do you breathe in whilst?
No, but do you breathe it all in, Dave? No, do you breathe in at all when you're doing that? Because I don't.
No.
I can hold my breath for about 30 seconds, maybe slightly longer.
I would probably, if I was doing probably much more than a 15 or an 18. I would have to.
I've got a Singleton 25 that says we can really test this, but I
Yeah.
don't want to do it today, to
I'm
be
out
honest.
of practice from swimming really to be able to hold, because I used to be able to hold my breath quite well. Because I used to be a not amazing swimmer, but I was decent enough.
I used to go to the deep end and just sink to the bottom and stay there for as long as I could.
See, I just floated. This is my problem.
Oh, I held onto the side. I had to grip onto the tile and hold myself there. My dad would freak out and be like, "Where is he?" And I'm like,
But yeah, I used to have decent. That's the only time my lung capacity is terrible, but apparently I can actually hold my breath underwater.
"Yeah, but if you're not mobile, your body's not you're not anxious either, are you?"
No.
Okay. Well, I hope that answers your question,
no,
there,
we,
Brian.
we don't tend. The only time we breathe in with the whiskey is basically when we're doing the nosing, when we're trying to get a smell.
Yeah.
We don't say otherwise when we're drinking it, it's just the whiskey.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
we have actually done a couple of occasions where, when we've had a smaller amount, we've sort of partly opened up and breathed over it.
oh yeah, it's more like you're feeding air to just see what happens.
Yeah, we've done it on 1 or 2 whiskies. It's very rare.
It is rare. Okay, well, we have reached the end. This is the last stream for a little while until we can sort out the audio on Dave's end to make sure it's perfect enough. We're going to vanish because I'm getting incredibly sleepy. It will be on the Discord in the near future. It will be posted in the bar for those who are interested. And we'll post it also to Not Worth a Cork on YouTube in the near future as well. So go follow us there if you don't already. Say good night, Dave.
Our bed 10 is very nice. Excellent. Thank you. We will look into that. And good night, Dave.
Perfect.